Korea's tourism is skyrocketing thanks to the global boom of K-culture, but there is a hidden problem. The travel infrastructure is not quite keeping up. I was watching the news this week and they highlighted a massive gap between the sheer volume of travelers coming in and the actual supply of legal transport and guides. And whenever there's a gap like that, a black market appears. There's a rising issue in Seoul right now with illegal taxis and unlicensed guides stepping in to fill that void. When I saw this news, I knew I had to share it with you immediately. If you're planning to come here, you need to know who you're getting in a car with. In this video, I'm going to break down the news I saw earlier this week and give you the tools to spot a fake taxi in seconds, so you don't lose your money or worse, risk your safety. Hi everyone, welcome back. Usually, I love showing you the fun trends and hidden gems of Korea, but today it's more serious and ongoing stuff that needs your attention. It's about illegal taxis and unlicensed tour guides. It might sound scary, but don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid them. So why is this happening right now? It comes down to basic economics. We all know that Korean content is huge right now. Everyone wants to come to Seoul and experience Korean culture, which is amazing, and Korea is wide open to tourists. However, the travel infrastructure, meaning the number of registered taxi drivers, official tour buses, and licensed guides, is lagging behind this explosion in popularity. It takes time to train people, issue licenses, and pass regulations. We are currently in a period where demand is much higher than supply. This creates a gap, and unfortunately, illegal operators are rushing in to fill that gap. They know tourists are desperate for a ride late at night or looking for a last-minute tour, and they take advantage of that. You might be thinking, does it even matter if I get to my destination at the end of the day? The answer is yes, it matters a lot. Based on the news report and legal standards here in Korea, let me explain the risks. First, and most importantly, insurance. Legal taxis in Korea are required to have specific commercial insurance that covers passengers in case of an accident. Illegal taxis usually operate as private vehicles. If you are in a crash in an illegal taxi, you are likely not covered. You could be left with massive hospital bills and no legal way to claim compensation. Second, no accountability. If a legal taxi driver is rude, overcharges you, or drives dangerously, you can report them to the city or the taxi company. With an illegal taxi, there's no company, there's no customer service. If you leave your phone in the car, it's probably gone. Third, police investigation. God forbid something serious happens, like a physical altercation or a crime. Because the vehicle isn't registered for transport, there are no logs. Police investigation become incredibly difficult because there's no official paper trail of you being in the car. Fourth, the price gouging. This is the most common issue. Without a meter, they can and will charge you whatever they want. I've heard stories of tourists paying multiple times the normal rate just because they didn't know better. Okay, that was the scary part. Now let's talk about the solution. How do you spot them? I have a few very simple red flags for you. Red flag number 1, the license plate color. This is the easiest way. In Korea, under the Passenger Transport Service Act, all commercial vehicles, including taxis, must have yellow license plates. If a car pulls up, offers you a ride, and the license plate is white or green, don't get in. A white or green plate means it is a personal private vehicle. If they're charging you money, they're breaking the law. Memorize this. Yellow is yes, others are warning. Red flag number 2, the equipment. Look inside the car. A legal taxi must have a mechanical meter and a credit card payment machine installed on the dashboard or center fascia. If that area is empty, or if they tell you, oh, the meter is broken, just pay me in cash, that is a massive red flag. Red flag number 3, cash only and haggling. Even if the car looks like a taxi, if the driver refuses to turn on the meter and tries to negotiate a flat price in cash before you start moving, this is illegal behavior. Even legal taxis are not allowed to refuse the meter. If this happens, don't let the driver start the car. Just get out. Now let's switch topics to tour guides. In Korea, to be a legal tour guide for foreign visitors, you must pass a rigorous national qualification exam. It involves language test, history knowledge, and an interview. It requires the applicants to be very professional. Why does the government enforce this? To ensure you get accurate history and cultural information and to protect you from scams. How to identify a legal guide. They are required to wear their qualification license, a card type, around their neck or have it clearly visible while working. If your guide is not wearing a badge, ask to see it. If they make excuses or refuse to show it, there is a high chance they are operating illegally. The risk of illegal guides. Aside from just getting wrong information, the biggest risk is the shopping trap. Illegal guides often make their money not from your fee, but from commissions. While some greedy illegal guides can also do this, the chances with illegal guides are a lot higher. They will force you to visit specific shops, usually selling expensive ginseng or cosmetics, where they have a deal with the owner. They might pressure you to buy things you don't want, or take you to restaurants that overcharge tourists. This ruins the quality of your trip. And there is one more massive risk with illegal guides that I forgot to mention earlier. Just like with illegal taxis, a sketchy guide is likely missing travel liability insurance. In Korea, this is legally required, so your guide needs to be either working for a legitimate travel agency or be a freelancer who has their own registered business and valid insurance coverage. I hope nothing bad happens, but accidents are always possible during a tour. An illegal guide won't be able to help you if you get hurt. So please, stick to legitimate tour guides. Illegal guides might offer a tempting price to undercut the competition, but don't fall for it. The few dollars you save today could cost you thousands in hospital bills later. If anything looks suspicious, ask for their proof of liability insurance and their license badge. If you follow these two rules, you will be safe. I know this sounds a bit intense, but I don't want you to be scared of Korea. Korea is incredibly safe, but like any popular destination where there are tourists, there are opportunities. The infrastructure will catch up in a few years. The government is working hard to train more guides and register more transport. But for right now, you need to be the smart traveler. To summarize, first, only take taxis with yellow license plates. Second, ensure the meter is running. Third, look for your tour guide's license badge. Fourth, better yet, use apps like Uber or Kakao T to call taxis, so everything's tracked and digital. I hope this video saves you from a bad experience, so you can focus on the good stuff, the food, the culture, and the fun. If you found this tip helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and tell me in the comments, have you ever had a sketchy taxi experience while traveling or from a guide? Let me know. Stay safe, travel smart, and I'll see you in the next video.